Yeah, they kind of don't give about horses.
Yep.
They've got netherite horse armor in the Mounts of Mayhem update.
Well, okay.
And I did craft it.
You did craft it.
You did. The one man on Earth.
It matches my colors.
Have you guys addressed the elephant yet today?
No,
Okay.
we have not, and so we
love
probably
ignoring the
should.
elephant.
We have plenty of people.
I
We
like
can definitely
elephants.
do it like now.
What
if
is
we
an
want.
elephant?
Hey,
I'm
chemist,
scared.
can I get like a loner horse for the lore so I don't have to walk there on foot?
Absolutely.
Are we doing lore? Do I have to walk now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
where are we going for lore?
I was just gonna head straight to the Arena Beacon.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
on my
I'm
way.
just sleeping through the night.
I'm about
No,
halfway
we're going
there.
to Daddy's Beacon.
We're going to
Yeah,
Daddy's
Going to
Beacon.
Daddy's Beacon. Going to Daddy's
Okay.
big tall beacon.
Oh my god.
Big, tall, pulsing beacon.
His big red beacon.
Big pulsing red beacon.
I wouldn't call it girthy though, so let's keep it at that.
Yeah, it is quite long and thin.
Hey,
Not
Some,
long.
you know, some
It's
people.
gonna be-
Hey, listen, size isn't everything.
exactly.
Sometimes
know
I do
what?
consider
Of course.
getting taken around the back of the building.
It won't save you,
Guys,
huh?
Yeah.
a very
It
bad
doesn't
thing
work
just happened.
No, no, no!
What the fuck?
A very bad thing just happened.
Huh?
What's going
Don't
on?
tell me.
Is Wolfhorse dead?
What occurred? Oh, creeper! Did a creeper blow up the thing, or what?
Creeper
What occurred?
blew up one course.
Oh my god!
IDF!
Moses!
Oh
What course might be
no.
Jesus then?
What course is
Oh,
Jesus?
okay.
God!
We've
course?
discussed many times that what course can be Jesus.
What course the
might-
Jesus allegory?
Go back
Remind
in
me of
3 days,
what
it's
course's
fine.
pattern
Yeah.
is.
Stop.
We might have to look at the VOD.
Alright.
Well, besides, it took Jesus 3 days to come back. Well, he'll be there.
Don't quote me on that.
I
Sorry
probably
for
should have
not
waited
actually
until
running.
daytime to come out here. I forgot this place is beset by mobs at all times. Hello.
So-
Hi. Big.
Can you drive at 500 miles an hour if you can't see more than 3 feet in front of the car? The answer
feel like
is a
I've played that.
resounding no.
Whose dog is this? Why is there
Probably
just a
Kara's.
dog out here that has been tamed? Who are you?
Might be mine.
Oh, over here.
Ah!
Ah!
Surprisingly, it isn't.
Oh, it's dead.
It's
Can
fine.
anyone do CPR?
Not yet.
It's not got 8. Oh, it
It's
is.
not 5.
So,
What is happening?
Oh, well,
Oh.
I guess we're doing this now.
Oh, well,
God.
yeah. I'm in character now. Yeah.
Yep, locked in.
Youch.
Hello, subjects.
Hello, subjects.
I have successfully prepared your next ritual. The entire details will be provided on the day. However, the rundown is simple. 2.5 hours. You will be taken, inventories emptied, to a new, clean location.
Huh?
You will be given supplies, enough to handle your task. Which will be flower gathering. On the 4th, be ready. You will play. One of you will win. I will explain the entire rules then, but there is nothing you need to prepare ahead of them. This should be enough to open the way. Now, onto your new questions.
Do you want to cross the ocean?
Question, what are our souls a prototype for? As stated, our study is into true immortality.
probably
They are
not.
the prototype for the artificial creation of such a thing. Question, assuming Kalak was the 4th, who was the 5th participant of your team? Classified.
Boring.
Yeah, I should have figured.
Question, why were we selected for this experiment? You all have some form of connection to immortality, whether you know it or not, whether you recognize it for what it is or not. Save for some special cases.
Motherfuckers out here calling me special.
Satisfied. We're all special. ... I will see you on the 4th.
Bye-bye.
Continue as you are. As you are, the experiment progresses. Farewell.
He talked slower this time. I appreciate that.
He did, yeah. That was nice.
Yeah. So is he speaking
fucking
this or is he
monolith.
typing this? Because I admit, if he's typing this, why did he take the time to include a visible beat of hesitation in there?
That's a very good question. Maybe it's because he has a specific number of command blocks and ran out of things to say.
I guess we'll
Or
never
you know what,
know.
maybe he's just dramatic like that.
He could be
for
dramatic.
the
You know
drama.
what? Yeah, the
Yeah,
drama,
yeah.
actually, that's a very viable answer, considering what we've seen
You know,
of him.
he pretends to be all serious, but we know he's a 30 kid, really, at his heart.
That's evident.
He said that this competition should be enough to open the way.
Mm-hmm.
To
Oh,
what?
wait, I've got
Presumably to the cage that we're,
ask
trying to
questions,
open.
don't I?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
trying to give Kelak enough power to get out of the little world they're locked in.
And presumably the way is the exit and or entrance to that place.
Mm-hmm.
So this is really all it takes. I would have figured there would have been more required, but
I was about to say this feels very simplistic if you're simply charged by, 2 juvenile games.
I suppose that's assuming nothing goes wrong in the meantime.
Yeah, last time I
Yes.
saw Big C, there was like a whole blood sport shit going on. That was kind of what I was expecting this time.
This
You
this
say
just
big
feels
C?
ridiculously
What is
easy.
If Dara is helping us and he's like the architect of like these worlds and stuff, it's possible he's doing something behind the scenes to make it a little easier.
That is true, but it just
What if he's playing like tag with the other people?
Would that
Yeah.
The other...
would that not contaminate the results of the experiment if you were to interfere? It's not very good practice.
Possibly.
I vote we
Very
killed
disagreement
him
would be
instead.
so significant that you
What if we don't
jeopardize an
want to
entire
play these
experiment.
fuck-ass games? Then what?
Then presumably you don't have to. Just walk away. If it
What if
sucks,
none
hit
of
the
us
bricks.
For some
What can we do
reason.
to prevent the way from being opened? What if we don't want, like, to release the God of Games? Is there like the
We-
opposite of games?
How do we know
I'm
there
gonna do
isn't
so
an
much
ulterior
math,
motive?
guys.
What is the opposite of games?
Bacon.
Paperwork. We just
Bacon.
need to do a lot
Say
of
bacon.
paperwork.
No, it's actually the setup process for the games. It's when you and your friends get together for that one time. You finally got like all your friends together for the first time in like months, and you spend the first 3 hours setting up the game, and then realize you don't have enough time to play it.
The opposite of games
Yeah.
is session 0.
That's true. The opposite of games is everybody buying a friend group game and then never actually getting time to play it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
Wait,
Give us-
ulterior
You and I need
motives.
to do a whole lot of that.
Very possible, but until we have more information,
We both have
what else are we supposed to do?
Oh, true,
Play
yeah.
it.
Find
Have
more
fun.
information.
I mean, I've been not
I don't
playing
know,
Starbound
I'm-
for like years at this point.
Same.
And where would we do that? This world is infinite. We could go digging under every single hill and find nothing.
I know, I'm just extremely out of my depth.
Listen, I'm all for finding more information and acting with as much bolstering evidence as possible. But we are all very out of our depths here. And operating
Speak for
under the
yourself,
direction of the
little
only
boy.
person who seems to know what's actually going on may be our only way to figure out more.
There are still things we haven't fully investigated. Like, have any of us been to Purgatory? I know Rue went, but we got her out pretty quick.
No, I generally do my best not to die as much as possible.
Let's send one person. Hi. Let's send one
Yes,
person
I
to
have-
purgatory and look around.
I have been wanting to investigate it, but
Yeah.
doing so would severely hinder any progress on research that I'm making here.
Mm.
I mean,
Well, if we
you
were
go
to,
for like a week
if we were
or
to,
like however long,
and if we were to
one of
collect
us.
the materials needed to revive them beforehand, so we have that ready to go
Mm,
once their
That
observations
should
are
be
done.
enough.
Perhaps.
We just need to get them out.
yeah.
Yeah, as long as we have the person's soul, we can get them out really easily.
Right,
I
which
don't
then,
have mine, so
which then
That
brings
proves a problem.
yes, which then brings up the other problem is that several people's souls have gone missing entirely.
Yes, I'm also missing my soul.
So
Does
who
anybody
is
here
Who's
it?
still
missing their
have it?
souls?
I have my soul, but I'm not sure I trust any of you with it. And I haven't yet
That's
devised an
understandable.
automated method of resurrection, so.
Mm.
Mm.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, I have my soul.
well,
Alright,
Guess what,
strip
then?
naked, buddy.
Get ready.
we're sending your
Here,
ass to
we have to get
hell.
the stuff first.
Yeah, we'll get the stuff
Yes.
ahead.
Nah, we'll just do this and see what happens.
Alright, what do we
Miss
need?
you.
See what?
It's
But
like
the-
Echo
yeah.
Shard.
I know one of
Simon
them's an Echo
block,
Shard, which I
netherite ingot.
should have in my lab.
I
I have Heart of the
netherite.
Sea.
I've got a Heart of the Sea, and
Oh.
I also have
block.
those.
Nether Star is the last thing, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've never fought
It's
a
just a
wither.
little grind, but oh, it's easy.
Bet.
Right, cool. Let's kill Heart, fight the Wither, and see what happens.
No, the point is that we collect the items before they end up in purgatory so that there's no delay on bringing them back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you probably time to
Ah.
investigate anyway, so.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like if you're looking
might
around,
as
you
well
can't
just
bring it back
hungry.
straight away.
I'm not murder hungry. I just want to see what's inside.
That
What?
sounds like being hungry for murder, I can't lie. Does anyone have any questions they'd like to add to the book while I'm holding it?
God, I really wish I
Is
didn't
there
have
a
a
way to
Just
migraine
write
write
the
right
word
now.
fuck you in it.
Do you like
One at a
boys?
time.
I'll just type
Favorite
mine.
ice cream?
Yeah, all right.
I have a question, but give me a second because I need to think of it first, and I have a migraine, which makes thinking like an all-day task. So I'll be right back.
All right.
Honestly, that is a good question.
Mhm.
If we are returned to where we originally came from,
I don't think we need his input on that.
No, we can put that one out.
if we are returned to
Slapping
where
me
we
in
originally
barbecue
came
sauce.
from, it is by their doing. I don't know. It's if we were taken from them originally, I just don't trust that they wouldn't decide that they want to do it again, and they might select us again, or I don't know.
It's true. I certainly didn't submit my name into any kind of research group, which means
Nor
that
did
this
I.
whole thing is built off of an unethical base frame.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm a little distracted by whatever's happening over there.
Don't worry about what's going on over here.
That reminds me, I found out I can work on
Oh,
orcs.
for God's sake.
Oh,
Oh, ew.
I've returned the book to its pedestal if anyone has anything to add to it.
Basically, what happens if the experiment were to just be... What if the plug was just pulled? What would happen? Did we get that one?
I don't
I
believe
don't
so,
think so.
no.
No.
Like, if this world were to just collapse with us in it, effectively.
We have not asked that, and that is a good question to ask.
well, we don't really know what happened to the people in the previous worlds who didn't really come with us to the next ones.
And we don't know the nature of
Yes.
this world at all. Is it biological or is it digital?
It's constructed, but I don't know
Beyond
if
that,
that means it's yeah.
were we made in a test tube or a computer?
It's a good question. You're a robot. Plug
Yes.
Yeah.
I've yet to find a compatible data port. Once I do, trust me, that's my first step.
You have to charge?
No, I'm plasma powered. It's infinitely
in.
regenerating.
Whoa.
I suppose
Oh my
it
God,
is.
that's
This is my first time here.
Yeah, finally, you didn't crash when looking at it.
I had to just restart my computer after all the crashes. I'm like, this just isn't working. I'm just gonna figure shit out.
Oh, by the way, Neo,
Damn, I actually made that.
Yes.
do you have a book that looks like this one? It's titled Research Proposal.
Yes, I did. Iris sent that.
Ah, cool. So you've
Yes.
read yours already.
Of course, of course. I sent my
I
reply,
don't recall
actually.
sending one to you.
I have not.
No,
sent
it
my
got
reply.
forwarded to me. It
Hmm?
got forwarded to me.
Right. Well, the invitation does not extend to you.
Woo.
Ah, it's all right.
All
I'll
right.
just send someone in my stead.
Right.
Well,
We can discuss security at a later date.
Yes.
I like how you two walk off talking and stayed in the group.
Wait, that was so awesome.
We should probably stop being in groups for more situations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's funny.
just as a thought.
Yeah, we were actually on the phone.
Yeah, where it's I can create
Discord call.
I can create a digital communications device from my body by duplicating parts of myself. So that's what's going on. Yep.
They invented phones that don't have to be stationary.
Actually, wait, that's a
You
good
can-
question. Does Iris register what the fuck is up with Neo, or like, does she get it,
No.
or is she just
No.
confused? Okay.
Watched a
sure what
sci-fi
so.
film one time. Was like, is
She
that
was-
what this is?
She was born in 1925.
She saw
This is
Metropolis
almost
once and's like, no, I
Conceptually.
understand.
Hey, someone in a boat, real quick. Just pause.
Huh?
Stay there for a second.
Here you go.
Uber.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm glad every time we're in this area, we pass by Dave's half-finished monolith.
Ugly ass
It's so
Alcatraz
beautiful.
type shit.
Mother.
I fully understand. I'll make sure it does not make those noises outside your houses.
That
Oh, okay. It's you.
feels like a threat
Oh
towards
yeah,
the
it's
gas.
me. Sorry, I realized that hearing that noise while swimming can be very frightening. It's just me.
It hurts my horse's tootsies.
Have we considered
No.
destroying the berry bush?
No,
Okay.
gonna put a big ol' hazard sign around it that says berry bush. And just point at it.
Buries your bush.
What does that mean?
Don't worry about it. Just don't think
Go
about
on.
it too hard.
Explain.
No, I don't think I shall. Yeah.
Honestly, double size. The default thickness is 5, and 5 squared plus 5 squared is 50. Square root of 50 is approximately the square root of 49, so you want 7 meters. 2a squared equals 25. 12.5 square root of 12.5.
Yeah.
About a third more rather than twice more. Just thicken it till it looks about the same thickness as this.
Okay.
Also curve it.
How do I curve?
Something's wrong here.
Something is wrong.
Maybe 7, 3, 1, 1. So that's 5. So that's 11. 11 is 7, 1. Why is this weird? What's wrong with it? I don't understand. If I do 9 though, so that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 is 7, 2, 1. 7, 2, nope, hold on. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 is 7, 2, and then the rest are 1s. Okay. Okay, that is a circle. Okay, so that means I have to increase it by 1. So 23 is 7, 2, 2, 1. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm faster. Anyway, I proceeded to get pissed off and just do the whole thing.
See, this is my trick.
It works every time. That's the issue.
One simple
Like, it
trick.
actually does.
One simple trick to get Chemist to do your work for you. Just do it so bad he gets pissed off.
Yeah.
Oh god,
By
please.
orphans, for orphans.
Is this? I'm pretty sure this is the lore of Poppy Playtime.
Well, why don't we send Hop into the void now?
Yeah, we can do that now. That way you
And
have
then while
time
you
to
investigate.
investigate.
No, I'm good.
Get naked,
You
bro.
sure?
Oh wait, I have a skeleton farm. I forgot. I was like, I need white dye. Where am I gonna get a bunch of white dye? I don't have, like, my composter's not effective. It's like, oh wait. Bones.
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 I'm thinking
Your
of that scene
broom
from
stand,
Brooklyn
sire.
Nine-Nine where the guy is just yelling "bone" over and
It's a
over.
good scene.
Bone.
Bone.
So how have you been?
You know. Soul got stolen, normal situations.
Mm.
Got a cool house, though. That's all that truly matters.
There are always positives, I suppose.
Sorry if I'm late.
I don't have any more chairs.
That's
It's
all right.
alright, we're
I'm
just talking.
content to stand.
It's alright, I stole the materials to make one.
What the hell?
Well, I suppose that works.
Can I have my little golem guy then? Thank you.
It's probably just best we introduce ourselves a little to each other if we are to go about having some sort of research society. Doc here did request to come along. as sorry, what was it you specialize in?
Biology, electronics, brain technology interfacing, and just about anything else that takes my fancy. Also, reality affecting machinery.
Mm.
All right.
Seems a little far-fetched, gotta admit.
Well, everything does at first.
Yeah, so I cover chemistry and biology and like subjects.
Yourself?
Sorry, you were making a rumbling noise that's rather distracting.
Yes.
Oh.
While I admit that have more experience on the subject side of matters, I have extensive history with robotics, distance communication, other sorts of research projects, I suppose. I'm the heavy lifting, in any case.
Mhm.
If there's any scenario that's too dangerous for a human to partake in, it's my job to fill in those gaps.
Yeah, my background generally is archaeology, but with a specialty in ancient practices, religions, and overall, basically the study of ancient magics and basically kind of what they were even used for in the first place. I'll admit, I got trapped in a mirror for about a few months recently. So I'm not really messing with it much these days.
That's understandable.
Yeah, fair.
So that was in the previous world, yes. I did hear that you were in the...
Yes, I was in the previous world. I got trapped in a mirror for months, replaced by a doppelganger, and yeah, I eventually broke my way out, but not before taking some time while I was there. Might as well learn about what history was like.
Right.
It's effectively like a parallel dimension where the past was always happening.
Sorry, momentary sidebar. Is that doppelganger going to be a concern that we should be aware of?
I'm pretty sure a fire demon killed him.
Okay.
And then the world was nuked.
Right.
So I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Fair enough.
Was the fire demon also nuked, or is that going to be a problem?
He was not nuked. I don't know what happened to him, but I doubt he'll be a problem.
Well, that's good at least. We don't need another
one more thing to worry
issue.
about. Yeah.
Yes.
I intend on putting some protection sigils around this place, actually, to make it so it can't be observed by an outside force, effectively.
Interesting.
For reasons.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Reasons?
Yeah, I prefer to keep my privacy. And some protection sigils here and there. If they work, cool. If they don't, I don't know. I'm just going to kind of go through the list of protection sigils used throughout history and see what works.
Well, if you do find any, do let us know if you would be willing to share. That might be useful for the rest of us.
Unfortunately, I'm under obligation to leave myself open to observation, but yes.
Concerning, but understandable.
It's... In the event that anyone from the world that I came from is looking for me, I'm obligated to let them do so.
Understandable. Gives you more of a chance to get back as well.
Exactly, yes. They have access to, presumably if they can get permission from upper management, they have access to the...
My fucking bread!
We're being observed.
Well, I did meet with the others. I thought I'd bring this up while we're all here. We do want to start an investigation into the missing souls, given that multiple of us are missing them, as well as yourselves.
I have done some preliminary scouting, though I haven't really found anything yet.
I see. Yes, I haven't yet had a chance to look around anybody's places, mainly because I don't want to get caught doing so. That would be a little bit of an awkward situation to explain, I fear.
Don't worry.
And I don't really want to get...
Infiltration and stealth is within my program skill set. I've looked around most of the homes that I've been able to find, though if anyone has locations that they keep things beyond their main residencies, I haven't yet found those.
I've pretty much done the same. I've done a cursory look around, but that's about it.
So, is that just
Whoever the
something?
thief is, they haven't been dumb enough to keep them in their cupboards.
Right.
Is that just something people do here? They break into houses frequently?
Considering someone broke into my home in order to steal my soul, I would assume yes. It does seem so.
That's fair, actually.
From
Yeah,
what
in the last world, I
others
barely
can
have my
remember,
soul.
it's relatively common.
Hmm.
Our
Yeah.
soul was stolen very early on into the last world.
Uh,
I had mine for a little while, but for most of the time, I didn't have it. At this
Well-
point, though, it's a little more relevant. Having your soul's a little more relevant, so I assume we'll find some way getting them back, because this is dangerous.
It seems rather
Yes.
pointless, too, to just hold on to them unless they have some kind of other overarching plan that we don't have enough information to be able to guess about.
That's the worry.
do you know who stole it in the last world? Are they present here?
No.
Mm.
To my knowledge, no.
To your knowledge?
You seem very put off.
Like I
I'm
said, I would
uncertain.
like to set up some protection sigils to make sure I'm not observed.
Sounds very similar to the vestiges. Actually,
Mhm.
I've been wanting to investigate them a little bit more. You'll have to forgive me for getting a little bit annoyed earlier. I haven't been sleeping that well recently, in all honesty. But I'm just, well, I know we're all out of our depth. It's just very off-putting to have to submit to the wills of these things, just in the chance that it might help us escape.
Yeah.
I do want to find more information on them.
I can agree with that, certainly. We know
They
that
weren't much help in the last world.
That's fine, I'm sure.
Yes.
Oh, they're doing this now. But yes.
Realistically, though, the vestiges weren't really helpful much in the last world. We got some info, but not nearly enough to work off of.
Well, were they detrimental or just not especially helpful?
Just not especially helpful. I wouldn't say they were harming us, but they were very forward about the fact that this is an experiment. We are part of something of their design.
Yeah. They were very haphazard with the aiming of their messaging devices as well. This world is not the first world they've hit something important with their pods or asteroids or whatever you call them.
Yes, I was going to say that seems very sloppy of them. If it was a crash landing, then where was it directed to?
Hence why we now have the communication relay instead.
Yes.
I assume they were aiming vaguely in the direction of spawn, considering where it landed.
Yes.
The soul engine's new, though. I don't really know anything about that.
I would do more research into that. Unfortunately, our ability to access it is limited to having a soul on hand.
Maybe we could find somebody who does have their soul on them. Maybe
maybe we could borrow harps while they're otherwise
That's
occupied.
true. Well, I suppose they would be.
It's a shame
using
it's
that.
too risky to gut the thing and the machine, I mean, and see its inner workings. I'd love to just deconstruct it and then see what's all inside and how it works, but
well, it's possible a full deconstruction isn't necessary. If we're able to either find or implement some kind of port connection, I could dig into it in a more metaphysical way.
I've made use of it a few times. I've died a few times, so therefore I've had to regain a few lives. So I have used it, so I know a little bit about the inner workings, but not much.
Yeah, I've used it once to recover the one life that I lost, but since then I haven't really been back.
I haven't yet used it, and I'm afraid I'm of little assistance here. I can't say I've quite ever seen anything like that. We were only just making attempts to leave our own planet, where I came from.
Yeah, the technology is like nothing I've ever seen before, so I'm not really familiar with that. But I've used it, so I can say that experience at least.
From what I can tell, it seems to use like almost a combination of tech and magic. there's no way I know of to bring back a soul without significantly more advanced technology and more recognizable technology than what's in there.
Yes, the tangible functionality of it, the, mechanical doors and all of that, is familiar enough that I could probably surmise how it works just by looking at it. But the ability to return life force to an individual based on an outside object is strange and
Oh yeah, I have nothing
disconcerting.
about that.
Yeah.
Yes, I would want to look at the bodily reactions to it, but I don't really know a way to measure it.
My research in the old world was in a similar vein to this, though ultimately it was decided that secession of life functions was insurmountable. You couldn't bring someone back from that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was more circumventing that, rerouting around it, taking the mind, the consciousness, the soul, as it were, out and storing it temporarily while you built a new body out of the DNA of the old.
Which exactly is why this is such a confusing experiment for them to be performing. If they have access to the sort of technology that allows communication at distance like the relay enables, in theory they're reaching the same sort of levels that my laboratory was at, which means that they already have a way to create immortal life. So what is with all this?
Unless it's not perfect. And this is just trying to get the perfect version of it.
Which is fair enough, yeah.
Yeah. Immortality in the way I'm speaking of it, which was attempted but not successful. The subject had to be destroyed. The immortality in that respect requires a lot of infrastructure. I would expect that perhaps that is what they're trying to circumvent, is the infrastructure. But if that is the case, then there is more infrastructure in this world than there was in previous worlds to facilitate the respawning and such.
I expect that the Soul Engine, because they didn't need the Soul Engine to make us immortal in previous worlds, I'm assuming that the Soul Engine is another factor that they are testing. It is a new... They must have gotten the information they needed from the previous world, so now they're testing more factors.
Magic isn't necessary for simple avoidance of biological death, unless you care about unless there's something innate to the biological body and mind that was lost upon initial biological death.
Which strays very far into the realm of philosophy.
Yeah, which I will have no candle with. So unless that were the case, magic isn't necessary. It's only mildly advanced technology you really need in order to have a form of immortality. So what I suspect is there's either something they are trying to preserve about the initial biological body, either a sort of metaphysical concept stored within, or there is a type of death that they are trying to avoid. Seeing as there is an inclusion of entropy, the personification of entropy itself inside this experiment or simulation, perhaps that has something to do with it.
Yes.
Right.
Because I find it hard to believe that the personification of the heat death of the universe would be susceptible to things like being shot or cut into tiny little pieces.
I wonder if then that's a similar reason for my inclusion. Because if you're right in that it's an attempt to preserve some sort of intrinsic biological factor, my inclusion seems almost arbitrary. But creating a benchmark, I suppose, something to compare and contrast against, could be a reasonable justification.
Yes, and one could say your artificial nature already begets you to a form of immortality as well.
Precisely. Unless my parts wear down, which, considering the amount of money that was spent on creating me, is doubtful, I am not inclined to natural death the same way that a human would be.
Yes, and even to extreme damages, your parts are more replaceable than ours.
Exactly. So long as my core chips are intact, I could be transferred to as many bodies as they need to put me in.
Yes, and even in the event of your core chips being damaged, I imagine the data on them could be transferred to new core chips.
Yes, although that risks a corruption of personality data, which then creates a conundrum, sort of Ship of Theseus style. I don't know if you're familiar with that particular thought experiment, where how many backups can I be loaded onto before I no longer am the same person that I was? But yes.
As for what we know about this experiment, as it's not really much, I know personally I don't really want to be part of something that I don't know anything about.
Mm.
Nor do I. I have too many things to get back to. And I'm not particularly partial to being referred to as a subject.
Same.
I suppose I'm just a little too used to it. We're being observed.
It would not be my first time being a test subject, but it would be my first time being someone else's test subject.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to... Well, that's unfortunate.
Okay.
An assassination attempt.
An assassination success.
Yeah, that's not an attempt.
I did shoot him a couple times, though, if that's any consolation. Well, you were worried about someone using your soul for ill purposes and getting you down to red. Seems like that's just not necessary. They're getting you down to red anyway.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm not sure if you
say it
guys
out
have
loud.
seen. If you look from here into my house, you can see my slice of cake. Someone took a bite out of it from the window. Someone literally
Those
was like,
sick
"Ooh, do I
bastards."
smell a cake cooling on the windowsill?" And thumped at it.
That's really
Anyway,
funny.
I don't know if we have anything else to talk about. All right.
We could probably come up with something, but honestly, I've completely lost track of my
My
thinking
focus
after
is
that.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of out of law now.
Open Gooper.
Bro, what the fuck?
What?
I literally exploded. My items were in the river.
Oh.
But like,
Also, you can't get your life
punishment
back because their fucking souls are still missing.
Does anybody happen to have a lot of spruce?
Yes. Absolutely.
May I have some? I will
By all
trade for
means.
many things.
Hang on.
I have a lot of stone. I have a lot of cobblestone. I have a lot of dirt.
Do you have
These are the
gravel?
things I have. Yes, I think so.
I actually
I've
need
got a
gravel right
reasonable
now,
amount.
so I will take gravel for spruce.
Very good. I will dig out all my gravel from my chest. Only
Kind of feels like that's a
Fine, I'm
sentence that
gonna
nobody
rip
has
her
ever
spine
said
from your
that I
body.
need more gravel, but I do actually need it.
This is the first time anyone's ever needed gravel.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm here with logs.
Welcome to my road.
I like your roads. They're very
Thank
clean.
you.
I
It's
appreciate
all
this.
I have.
How many people in this chat know my actual name? Let's see.
I think I
1,
do.
2, 3. I think
I
4.
don't.
Legally, yes.
3 or
Practically,
4.
no, because I forgot already.
Don't we like call
Never
you like
mind
Jason or something?
Yeah, no. If you were counting me, do not count me. I already forgot it, and I'd have to go check.
I uncount.